Hello and welcome back to Irish Chippy channel. My name is Pascal. Today I am going to assemble a bicycle I bought. It's a Triban 120 flat bar bike. It's for, the reason I'm doing this is I'm training for a half marathon and I want to do some cross training. So if it's your first bike, this is not my first bike, but it's the first one in a long time besides a children's one. Normally they will come half assembled, and this one has come half assembled, but looking at the box, I think the front wheel is probably on it. If it's not on it, everything else will be the same for the video. So when you get a bike, the first thing you need to do is to buy a helmet. My helmet will be here tomorrow. A stand for your bike. If you have a stand for your bike when you are doing tweaking and everything with it, it makes it so much more simple. I have this Yashi Tech stand here, so I will review this one later. This is quite inexpensive for what it is. It's very solid. Now, I'm inside in the house here because it's easier for me to film because this is a big room. So what we're going to do, it's not heavy, okay? So I don't know, a lot of them you will take the bike up from the middle of it. I'm not sure with this one, but you bring yourself a few basic tools. If you have a carbon seat post or a carbon bike, you will need to have special carbon grease. If not, you just use normal grease. So what we'll do is we'll cut it already. I think this was already checked before it was sent out. So it's been taped up again, which is fine. The bike is totally assembled except for the pedals. So we will take it out, but I will show you what to do if it's not fully assembled like this. So, no, that's not too difficult to lift out. Yeah, we have to adjust the wheel and the handlebar, obviously. We will do that in one moment. Yes, this is nice matte finish, this one. I like this now. The saddle is not on properly either. So it's the same as reassembling it. We will do the handlebars. We will open these things. But obviously they have put the grease in here because I can see the grease. That's why I bought a rag there. And there's a little bit of grease here where they put it in. This version has eight main gears in the sprocket plus 2, so it's 16 speed. So what we'll do is we'll put it up into the stand first. Try and balance it. And put the brake cable in underneath it there like this so that the brake cable will work. There's a slot there for it. And we'll tighten this one first. Push this down and we'll make sure the brake cable is free to pull. Now, so when you have your stand, it makes it so much easier. Look, my bike is here. I opened this and it went flying down. Let it go down slowly. And make sure you have this one tightened. And I think we're about good height there for me to adjust the steering on it. Adjust this for the handlebar. And instead of turning the handlebar, we'll be turning the wheel instead. It actually says here left and right. I don't know why they said that. So if you're doing it for the first time, they all come with a bell, and they come with reflectors, and they come with pedal. Well, first we will align the front wheel. So we will open these two here. If you got this at first, you will have to put this post down into it and put it on the stem here yourself. But they already done that for me. But that's a simple job. But we're going to loosen them anyway here so that we can adjust. They're very tight. So we can adjust the front wheel now. I'm going to stand in front of the bike, and then I'm going to try and make this one almost as straight as I can for now. We can make a fine adjustment on it in a while. Now this bike comes with unusual wheels. They are 28 all right, but the tires are very narrow on it. You can put fatter ones on. You can use these wheels for tubeless as well. Fairly aligned. We will do it again later, but I'm going to tighten it up for now. In case I forget to tighten it later, I will tighten these two. I think it's 4 millimeters, I think. So I'll tighten them up just in case I forget. The one on the top is 5 millimeters, I can see that. So be careful you don't cut anything. If you have snips, it's better. And we will take the pedals off. Usually they will tell you which is right or left, but they will only work one way. And don't even attempt to cross-thread them. If they don't go in very easily, then you will... if they don't go in easily, then you have the wrong one, okay? So I'm just going to do the say left and right on this. Well, it's obviously this is left because of the foot part. Always remember the left-hand pedal is left-hand thread. Left-hand thread, left hand, or counterclockwise. So we'll just turn it around like this. Hold the spanner on it. I'm not expert on, some of them are very good at doing this, but they will be tight enough because when you are riding it, you are tightening it. That's why we have a left hand. So I'll just give it a tighten like that. And then I'll go around the other side with the second pedal, and the second pedal will be clockwise. So. Put the spanner on it. Then we tighten this one clockwise as we face the bike. And then we just give it a little tighten like that. I will give you a link in the description where you can buy the Triban. They are mostly sold direct in the country. That's why they can keep the price so low. Okay, we're going to just, before we take it down off the stand, we're going to check the gears on it first. So I know it's on the smaller cog here and on the bigger cog here. It means it's in the lower gear, lowest gear. So what we'll do is we'll do the crank one first. So the crank one is on the left-hand side. So we'll just give it a bit of a spin there like we're in a normal circumstance. And she's on the higher crank now. I didn't get the timing right on that because I'm not on the bike. But we will take it back down again now with the other lever. And we're back down on the other crank. Now what we'll do is I'll go over the other side. And up. Yeah, they're smooth. And then we're going downhill and then back up and back up and back up. Yeah, they're very good. Microshift is good and they run very well. I hope they... So what we're going to do now is we're going to check the brakes. As I said, the cable is able to go through here, so we should be okay. So now we're going to check the brakes first. In the US and Belgium and in other countries, the front brake has to be on the left-hand side. The reason being is you ride on the right-hand side of the road, and if you have to come to a halt with a stop, you have your right hand to hold on to something on the side. That's one of the reasons. If you are riding a motorbike, you will be used to it the other way around, so it may take a little bit of getting used to. Some children's bike will have the brake on the right-hand side, the front brake. But on this bike, it's on the left, the front, as with nearly all bikes that are sold in the US. I think it's even a regulation. So we'll spin the front wheel, sprint it there, and we'll come to a halt. As they're disc brakes, they will work better in the rain. So that I don't think they need to be adjusted. They seem to be, yeah, they seem fine. I'm looking at the pads going in there. They seem fine. I can push it in another. You can adjust it a little bit. It may need adjusting after you ride it a couple of times. So we will go on the back wheel now. And then we will, yeah, that's no problem. Now, next is the saddle. There's grease. I'm going to take the grease off here now. I have a rag here. You don't need the grease on the outside. The grease is in the tube, and there's grease in the tube here as well, and it's oozing out a little bit. And I don't particularly want to get it on the bike. There's some here on the pedal, going into the pedal. We'll clean it off also. So we're going to loosen the bar for the saddle. As I said, they already put grease on it. You're not going to be able to do this properly until you're sitting on the bike, but we're going to straighten it at least anyway. And there is always, as always, that's the highest this bike will go. I got this bike the wrong size. I got large, and I really probably could have done with medium. So I may have to change the length of the stem on it. But I should be fine for the saddle because there's plenty of adjustment in the saddle. As I am going to be only using the bike for cross training, I am not going to be using it for racing. I have no intention of using it for racing. There is a line in the middle, and you should be able to line up your saddle. There's a center line, I should say. And we will leave it up there for now. The bike is ready for taking out on the road now. I will come back to you in another video later on when I'm riding it for a few weeks. Yes, the Triban, the wheels are 700 by 28. They're 728. For the air pressure, the minimum pressure is, it says on it, is 6 bar, which is 87 psi, and the maximum is 116 psi, which is 8.0. I think it must be the same on the front. It's the same wheel, it has to be. Yeah, it's the very same on the front. The tire is the very same. So what we do then is we lift the bike down. I need to buy a stand for holding it on the road, a lightweight stand, or one for parking it up. But I can lift it up into this one for the time being. So I'm going to take it down off the stand now. First of all, we will open the handlebar holder here. And we'll just let that down. Don't want to scratch off anything. And then we will open the lever here. And the bike lifts out gently like that. We clean up any little bits of grease that's on it. We will see, I have slippers on me now, so as I said, the bike is slightly big for me. Not really. And I'm not sure about these ones. I don't have running shoes. I don't have bicycle shoes. Most people will have bicycle shoes. No, this seems okay. The frame seems good size for me. Probably there are ladies and children's version of this also, so definitely you would get a smaller size for them. And yeah, we will take her out on the road later today. No, I won't take it out on the road because I don't actually have my helmet coming till tomorrow. But we will test it out inside in the yard or something like that when I put on some shoes. I'll put a link in the description where you can buy the Triban. They are different for different countries, unfortunately, so I cannot put the same link in. But I'll put in some countries. So that's my review of the Triban RC 120 assembly of it. I will do another video on testing it on the road, and we will go out on the road and we will ride it and see how good it is. And we will do it without all the fancy gear that the professional cyclists have when they're reviewing. We will do it. We will definitely do it with shoes on us. We will definitely do it with a helmet on it. But other than that, we will not have any fancy clothes or fancy pants or anything like that. And we will see how it comes as a normal sports bike for cross training. So, thank you very, very much for watching. And if you like this video or any of our other videos, please subscribe.